Hi guys, welcome to this one. It's the first time that I've tried live streaming at 4K, and we are in here with ZLO versus RottenBanana. So let's go ahead, bring ourselves on in, and no music this time. And you can see 4K, everything is so small, so maybe not necessarily a good thing. Over here, let's hit play. In the lower right corner, we've got RottenBanana. He is going Cybran in red, and up top in blue, we've got ZLO. He's UEF. And when it comes to Navy maps, I always found UEF was one of those factions that in the early stage, I always felt was a little bit of a disadvantage. But if you could get over to T2 and especially then T3, mix those with your shield boats, especially if your opponent did not have access to shields in any way, which of course Cybran does not. They do got access to stealth, but no floating shields. In my opinion, that was always an advantage. Initially, the stealth was an advantage. So early T2, I always felt went Cybran's way, but later on, more and more UEF. In any case, that's enough. Let's see what they're doing. So we've got 3 mechs. Then 4, and he sends his first engineer off to get the hydro, grabbing a little clump of trees along the way. And if we come over to ZLO, well, it's exactly the same. The exact same move. We are on... I'm going to have to lean right over to see it. On the Skellige map, it's a 20 by 20. By the way, my last stream, I watched it back, I noticed there was this annoying echo that started halfway through. And I figured what it was, and I've dealt with it now, it was just a crossover of multiple inputs. I basically had 2 separate inputs to do with the microphone, and both of them were getting laid on top of each other in the stream. And for some reason, halfway through the stream, they decided to come apart a little bit, and you had like one mic ahead of the other. In any case, enough technical talk. So you can see it is a big one. Very bright, unusually bright blue water. Alright, so what we're doing here, well, he's got his reclaim order on for these clumps of trees. Looks like eco is a big issue here. Mind you, he's got plenty in the bank, but looks like he wants to ensure he's got plenty of E before going for that air factory. And looks like he's decided 4 is enough. Then I'm going to go air fac, and then we'll go 5 and 6. Of course, he's already got the hydro on. That leaves this one guy over here to grab the last couple of mexes and then a bit of reclaim. And yeah, are these landlocked is the question. Is this... I might just be... Again, I've not played this map, but to me, it's going to be close. I don't know if you can run jet engineer up and down there. I'm guessing if you could, he may have already run one to this island, but don't quote me on that. Let's come back to the observer. And his opponent doing exactly the same. Kind of surprised he waited as long as he did to get an engineer out over here, simply because mass in very short supply when you've only got 4 mechs. I don't know if he's only just seen it or if it was his plan all along and he did a lot more with the reclaim. And here we can see you can run an engineer down that big hill. So we zoom in. Yeah, it's the same as the other side, which it should be, but just to check. And yeah, he's running over there. So I am a little surprised not to see ZLO doing the same thing. I guess he feels comfortable that his transport is going to deal with all that, which of course cuts out the flight time. But it does mean you either need a second transport, and I'm not sure if it is the most efficient. I would, if I was playing, this is the way I would do it. Get an engineer out and use your transports for the other stuff. He's got quite an ambitious expansion on this engineer here. An underwater hydro and a couple of mechs, and then a manual reclaim. And looks like first blood may have been taken. And what's that there? That sounded like an INTI engagement. Oh, here we go. We're over main base. And there we go. First kill to that INTI gets shot down shortly after. And now, yeah, these guys have already been locked on. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe they just got a whiff of the radar signature. And I guess they're moving in here. Let's see what he can see, how long it takes him to pick it up. Well, so far, not yet. But he may have just seen something here. And if he hadn't seen it before, he has now. And he's got a bomber there. Bomber takes out the... so this is crucial now. We'll keep it in on Banana's view. Nice little bomb. At this point, this is a lost cause. This is like, just let go. Don't waste your APM, it's gone. Is he going to try and reclaim the Rex just for... Because, I mean, alright, Banana's micro in as well, but yeah, there we go. He realizes pointless wasting my APM on that, and I couldn't agree more. He is sending air in, so maybe he is going to try. You see Banana Hills still trying to micro, and yeah. Nice one, ZLO. Doing the pre-stacking the shimmy there. Which, of course, the opponent can't see. Oh, and he gets it anyway. Good effort, though, regardless from ZLO. Perhaps the shimmy's needed to be just a few millimeters. Well, it depends on what zoom you've got, but just like an extra little bit of a distance, I think. Meanwhile, ZLO successfully capping his immediate expansion. Banana having not yet gone for either of his main ones. He has, however, elected to go across the map, what would typically belong to ZLO. I always like this aggressive play, because it was always a case of, if you can cap your opponent's side, and clearly you've got your own base, even if then your opponent captures the one in the middle, is essentially sandwiched between two of your bases, and it makes it much easier to pick this one up after the fact. But it looks like Banana's got no problems in capping this. ZLO does have a scout down there, but short of letting him know that that island is lost, it isn't going to serve much of a function. And so here we see first engagement. Is he going to get it? Oh, he does get the PD. That's all he managed to get. It's crucial now he doesn't let him build artilleries and get them out. Although that said, Banana was quick in recognizing the threat. He's managed to split off 5 engineers in total. So this is a lost cause. Alright, now ZLO's got one, but he's only got a solitary engineer. He is moving reinforcements. He recognizes if he wants to stay in this game, capping this island is absolutely essential, because he already knows this one down here is lost. Meanwhile, ZLO does have quite an air force over here, but it's a waste of time because he's already lost the island unless he's got bombers there. This one looking secure, so right now it all hangs off who gets this island. So ZLO does drop an engineer off. Now flying over here, he's going to realize, oh shoot, the bad guys have got this place. And of course, all that Banana needs to do is spam out a couple of RT units. I mean, one would do the trick, but 2 to be sure, right? And it's all over. How's ZLO's eco doing? No, he's fine. Banana is stalling a little en masse. That's no doubt going to be sorted out once he grabs hold of these additional mechs points. But for now, this is where it's at. And there are those 2 artillery pieces we were talking about. I'm surprised he hasn't given them an attack move order right across the area here, simply because his APM is going to be tied up elsewhere. And there we go. There's the order. And it looks like the first volley may be coming in on the engineer. No, he's going straight for the PD. Going to get a radar unit down there, but these days are numbered. Unless, of course, Banana's got no idea it's there. And he doesn't have any idea, but he'll find out soon enough. And there we go. Oh, there's a couple of hit points left. It's got 7 kills, that PD, but that's going to be its last. There we go. And now they're going to be aware of the situation. Did Banana pick this bit up here? Not yet, but if he doesn't know about it before, he's going to know about it now. Whoa, didn't mean to slow that down. Sorry, guys. Back to the observers. Let's have a little look elsewhere on the map. Well, fairly static so far. We've got a couple of aircraft scouts going out. Nothing too aggressive. ZLO moving to expand off to the side. I always hated picking up these solitary mexes on maps like this. It was like, if you went to the effort of going it, you felt you had to defend it. And if you defended it, felt like the eco you spent defending it wasn't worth capping it. Of course, if you just let the enemy grab it without defending, that was also bad. So again, for me, my limited APM, I hated it. At least if you got 2, 3, 4 mechs, it's like, well, it's worth defending. So again, here's where it all comes down to, but I just think ZLO was a little unfortunate in trying to get it going. Like to see him grab his Air Force and move them away there. May as well pause these factories if he's got the APM to do it, because he's never going to hold on to that. Unless he's dropping down a T2 ACU with a gun or something, that is a lost cause. Alright, and so we've got these funky little moves here from ZLO. Harassment, and usefully so. How big are these rocks here? Oh my goodness, the text is so small as well. And the reclaim order is right on top, but it looks like 150 mass, I think. And these others are much smaller, I think 10. Again, there's a disadvantage of 4K, and I'm sure there's an interface size that we can perhaps play with, but I'm not going to do that midstream. Certainly needs to be if there isn't, because the game's almost not unplayable, that's the wrong word, but it's certainly difficult to see some of the finer interface stuff on the default res at 4K, or the default scale perhaps I should say. And yeah, ZLO, if he's lucky with, what's this, a scout, does he have any interceptors down here? No, it's just more scouts. So this sky up is going to go unmolested. Now, he is sending his Air Force down. You can see Banana is aware of that and starts picking it up. A load of these fighters are going to start running out of fuel. And looks like ZLO thinks, nah, sod that, I'm off. Okay, he's got this solitary bomber here, which may be able to pick up this NG. We'll just have to see how it goes. And it's like Banana decides, you know what, there's enough reclaim on that corner piece to warrant dropping an NG off. And again, ZLO doing nice harassment here. And looks like the last element of this island is about to fall. ZLO's still leaving it on repeat, which is ironic. Banana's already got his NGs in to reclaim the battle, and I don't blame him. And that's going to be the end of that. So things not looking good for ZLO. 4v2 with regards to the main islands, but that said, ZLO has put a lot more effort into capping the sides, with the exception here of this, but he has got a bomber on the case, and that's going to be the end of that. Reclaim's still there. Yeah, ZLO's got a lot of harassment with the T1 bombers, which is nice to see. He's got his Air Force sat down in the middle, which is nice. You know, quickest point to get to any part of the map is if you got your Air Force in the middle. And yeah, some of these bombers are skirting a little too close to these aircraft. Yeah, there's none more left from there. But it's been worth it. ZLO here with transport on a solitary NG. I think he's forgotten it. And yeah, capping here the middle, there's, again, you can tell task saturation. He's got idle NGs everywhere next to empty mexes. Let's have a look how he's doing eco-wise. Well, he could certainly do with the mass. You've got NGs sat on top of 3 mexes there. Only need to be built for a few seconds to pay for themselves at the T1 stage, so well worth doing. And dropping yet more NGs down, so ZLO going for the isolated mexes. I mean, one by itself won't pay, but you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, this soon adds up, doesn't it? Now he's capped him. Wow, that was a fast gun. I guess he's got the eco. But he's got a T2 transport and he's got his commander. He knows he's got air dom, at least for now. Now, it looks like, where's he moving to? It's like the transport is initially heading south. Was a little bit surprised not to see him move over here, being T2 with gun. Maybe he feels it's already locked down a little bit too much. But you know what? A T2 PD on here, I mean, assuming he knows it's there, which he does, would be nice. I'm sure T2 Commander could take this on. Certainly if he brings his Air Force and a couple of T1 bombers with him, that's a done deal then. And the amount of reclaim that would be left after that would be well worth investing in, especially considering these navies. But maybe he's off for the quicker kill. So we pass 15 minutes. Looks like he's going for this one. And he's got a ton of patrols in. Don't want to get caught out. Lovely screen here, like nothing is getting through without him knowing. I really like seeing that. A whole bunch of air. And there goes the commander, and first things first, a Tech 1 PD. And T1 factories. I used to like dropping at T2, and if you got your T1 factories down, which you see are very quick to build, you can put like 4 factories down in no time. And as soon as the threat's done, get those factories popping out like 3-4 engineers each. And if you start your upgrade to T3, and every time an NG rolls off the belt, you assist your ACU get into T3. By the time the 4th engineer comes out the last factory, you're more or less there, assuming you've got the eco to capture it. And so literally you can be bringing your AC forward while you don't yet have the eco to go T3. And by the time you've then built the eco up, energy may need to get there, your ACU's already way forwards. It's, I won't call it a trick, but it's just a nice way. Now he's got T2 flak, and that's going to deal with those T2 fighter bombers, the Corsairs. Like to see him put a T1 AA, and he has done exactly that. And he has got guns, so I don't see why he couldn't start moving forward. And clearly this is a new area of operations. The threat from ZLO's point of view is going to be this navy that started, because ZLO has decided no. And on a map that's like, what, about 80% water with a million little islands. I mean, a couple of T2 ships off the coast, and, wow. Doesn't look good, does it? So, in my opinion, ZLO wants to cap this island and move on. He don't want to hang around too long. Either that or get right on with the navy, and he needs to do it now. I mean, look what Banana's doing with his navy. He's sending it all up to ZLO's main island. It looks like he wants to seal that off. He's also got a couple of ships here and there moving around the side, and Banana here pausing all these, realizing that ZLO is not going navy and that he's wasting it. To me, it's not a waste. If you at least get 1 or 2 up to T2. Getting the T2 mexes capped up there. ZLO sending scouts in, and yeah, Banana looks like he's trying to store up a couple of Corsairs. Although I really like this move from ZLO, I'm feeling like he's starting to get a little behind on the air, and with Navy being locked out, this is going to look bad for ZLO now. Nice big air engage taking place. This is crucial for both players, and I think Banana's got the numbers. Looks like ZLO recognizes it and bails, trying to hold on to what he's got, but these Corsairs have just got free reign. He is trying to spam rails up. Actually, those T1 rails doing massive amounts of more damage than I was expecting them to do. And Banana agrees and withdraws. I think ZLO was lucky there not to lose more than he did. Granted, he did lose most, if not all, of the mexes. But he's going to have to repeat process over here. He does have a SAM unit. That's going to be very helpful. This is going to be main priority. And I think Banana was not aware that there was a T3 fusion. I think had he have seen that, he would have prioritized it. No question about it. Slow going ASF, but realizing he needs more anti-air. SAM unit there with 7 kills. So this now we've got Spam versus Tech. Slow clearly only just started on the T3. If Banana doesn't respond quickly... Wow, he got us. Sorry about missing that, guys. He managed to get an ambassador out. That was key. This, how far is Banana behind? Well, he's just about to tick over to T3 Tech any second. Until such time, that ambassador's going to have free reign. You can see Banana's got up most, if not all, of his air force trying to catch this thing. And Slow recognizing that he's got numerous bad guys up his afterburners. He's got to keep that thing moving, and he's doing so well. Meanwhile, we've got T1 Air amassing here. Is Slow trying to... I'm not sure what's going on here. Potentially missed a Corsair strike. You see, this to me, like, imagine playing this. You've got all this going on. Can't even follow it. And this may... Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. Does he... Oh, he doesn't. He loses it. So the question is now, can Slow amass a critical number of ASF in time? Does he have any air at all at the minute is the question. Clearly he's got a bunch of scouts, but... I'm not sure. I'm not sure that he does, so he's very vulnerable at the minute. He does have 1 ASF there with a solitary kill. Do got a couple of inties. He absolutely needs this power. He's paused his air factories again while he gets that up and running. I imagine once that's up and running... Let's have a look. He's got 5,000. He unpauses his air factories. His POSNet 2,000. Oh, I still feel for him. I still feel Banana's got the upper hand, even though it's a 3v3, I beg your pardon. ZLO certainly with the upper hand with regards to the side islands, but that advantage is slipping away with the T1 engineers. Yeah, island's completely locked in with T1 ships. I guess Banana's thinking, well, I'm not going to go T2. I just want to lock him out of the sea. He's clearly going to be fearing the T2 cruiser from UEF. Especially with this terrain, it is possible that the Cybrans can't attack even up the slope. What's he doing? He's sending a bomber right off. I think he was lucky that only 2 of them picked him up there. He's going to be able to get out of range. I was just wondering how many ASF do you need to kill that? I think he's wondering what on earth have you just done with your ASF. Maybe that's what he said. Maybe someone can let us know that was an error. And yes, it was. Feels like for the first time I can take breath a little bit. I do wonder why ZLO didn't send just a solitary tank down here. Again, could just be task saturation. So control cane factories. Is he short on mass? Yes is the answer. So I assume he's trying to tech up. He is trying to tech up. He's got 1 T3 mechs going for his 2nd, 3rd and 4th. He's also repairing his factories and looks like he's intending to expand his air grid. What's Banana's plans? Well, he's recycling some of his base as well. He's got 1 or 2 zappers in key places. Always important when you're dealing with UEF because you never know. The ACU can easily strap on a TML launcher or even worse, a Billy. And yeah, moving in now. And looks like he's trying to cap. We got a T1 bomber over here from ZLO with 3 kills. And Banana. T3 air everywhere as well. Banana doesn't look like he's ecoed quite as much as ZLO, although I don't know actually. He's still got the T2 P-gens. There was a few of them, so yeah, fairly equal. ZLO's slightly ahead, but only just. And maybe now that situation has reversed. It has. And we got some lazy attacks there with the T1s. Just going out there to make a nuisance. And ZLO once again leaving Skyhooks and I'm a little surprised that ZLO leaving his... Oh, he is building a shield. Okay. Looks like he's really struggling there with regards to his eco. Guess he's absolutely determined to finish these T3 mechs before doing anything else. What have we got here? T1 radar. I imagine this one's set to go for Omni. And there indeed begins the upgrade. Trying to tell what's Banana's. Nothing obvious. They're just both going heavy on air production at the minute. We do got our first T2 naval. And it's a cruiser with a stealth ship. So this is the phase where Cybern's stronger, because that stealth prevents this from being targeted unless it can be seen. And that is huge. You've got to waste aircraft that are going to die just to see it. Alright, granted, if you've got a bunch of T1 scouts that you can throw away, that's great, but then you've got to keep rebuilding them. Not that they're expensive, but it does certainly tie up a factory. And yeah, look at this. Banana right on the case with a T1 NG to reclaim what little wrecks there are. And so if I'm ZLO now, I'm thinking, aside from anything else, you have got to take this out, because 1 is going to become 2, is going to become 3, and he's only got to build cruisers because there is no naval threat. And when 3 becomes 5 becomes 10, you may as well quit, because it's going to be very hard to come from back. Banana moving in with some ASF. How many we got there, Banana? We've got, oh my goodness, 32. I've got to really lean forward to read that. Let's have a look at what ZLO's got. Well, ZLO, he's got 20, so he's certainly got enough to take on the T1, and I'm guessing that's what he's wanting to do. And he immediately retreats back to base as he sees a larger swarm coming, which is what I'd do, because he can then ride above his SAMs. I'd love to see him put a couple of air repair pads down. I don't know why more players don't do it. It would repair all of this. Not to mention fuel as well. But you got to be thinking that ZLO's starting to feel the pressure. You can see he is trying to amass torque bombers, but they are getting picked off from this guy. And you can see there are certain parts exposed on the sides of the cliff if he gets his angle just right. Cybran is able to just about pick off certain targets. They got to be in just the right position. Once again, ZLO making a move, and I don't know if he's got the numbers this time. That's a precise loss, and unfortunately, ZLO calls it a day. He throws in the towel, and would I have done the same at that position? Yeah, that was... as soon as he saw he'd completely lost air, he already knew Navy was lost. I think the rest of it was just a matter of time. And so I think, yeah, the stream was a success. The game was a success, at least if you were rooting for Banana. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.